stop to think about how a truly massive company, one that sells millions of different things all over the world, actually keeps track of every single part, every bottle, every single thing they sell? I mean, it sounds almost impossible, right? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the digital brain that makes it all possible. Let's get into it.
Okay, so just try to imagine you're running a huge global brand. You don't have 10 products or even 100. You have thousands, maybe even millions, and every single one has to be bought, made, stored, and then sold. This isn't just a little challenge, it's a massive headache. We could call the billion product problem.
So that leads us right to the big question for today. How on earth do they manage all of that without everything just descending into total chaos? Because, when you're operating at that scale, even a tiny bit of confusion can snowball into an absolute disaster.
And trust me, this isn't just a what-if scenario. This is the real cost of data chaos. When different departments are working off different information, bad things happen. The procurement team orders the wrong parts. The production line grinds to a halt because their specs are outdated. The warehouse is a total mess. And maybe worst of all, the wrong items get shipped out to your customers. It's just this massive, costly chain reaction, and it all starts with bad data.
But there is a solution. There is a way to bring order to all of this chaos. And the big idea, the core concept, is to create one and only one central place for all the information on every single product. What we call a single source of truth that everyone in the company can count on.
In the world of big business software, like SAP, for example, this solution has a name, the Material Master. And look at the words on this slide here. It's not just a file or a list. It's the central repository. Think about that. This is the one place, the only place the entire company goes to get the facts about a product, period. All right, before we go any further, let's clear up one little thing that might be confusing. You're going to hear the word material a lot. In this world, in this context, material just means product. They're used completely interchangeably. So whenever you hear Material Master, just think Product Master. It's that simple.
So what is this master record really? What does it look like? Well, I think the absolute best way to think about it is to imagine it's a passport, but for your product. It holds all the vital information for that product's entire journey through the company. Yeah, just like your own passport has all of your official, non-negotiable information that's recognized no matter where you go, the Material Master acts as that official passport for a product. It is the one single document that every department, from the folks buying raw materials to the team selling the final item, recognizes and, more importantly, trusts.
So what's inside this passport? Well, pretty much everything you could ever want to know. You've got procurement data, which tells you who to buy it from and for how much. Then there's production data, which is literally the recipe for how to build the thing. Storage data tells the warehouse how to handle it. Is it fragile? Does it need to be kept cold? And finally, you've got sales data, which is all the info you need to get it out the door and sell it to a customer.
Okay, having all that information is great, but the real power, the absolute game changer, comes from where it's stored. Let's talk about why centralization is the whole key to this thing.
Just think about the old way of doing things for a second. The sales team, they had their own spreadsheet. The warehouse, they had their inventory list on a clipboard. The factory had their own bill of materials. This is what we call data redundancy. You've got multiple, separate, and, you guessed it, often conflicting versions of the truth. It's an absolute recipe for disaster. The new way, the Material Master way, is all about having one central database. Now everyone, and I mean everyone, no matter what department they're in, is looking at the exact same record. There's no more arguing over which spreadsheet is the right one. This is how you get consistency across the entire company.
And look, this isn't just my opinion. The source material is crystal clear on this. The entire point, the whole reason for this thing to exist, is to use this integration to flat out eliminate the problem of data redundancy. The key takeaway is simple. One product, one record. That's the mantra.
So what does this actually look like day to day? What does having this perfect, centralized data actually make possible for a business? Let's take a look at this data in action. Because everyone is pulling from that same single source. The sales team can look a customer in the eye and know exactly what's in stock. The production team always uses the right, most up-to-date components. Procurement knows exactly when it's time to reorder supplies. And the warehouse team, they can find any item in an instant. At the end of the day, the entire company is finally working from the same playbook. As we start to wrap up, I want to leave you with a much more powerful way to think about all of this, because it's really more than just data management. It's about the very identity of a company's products. See, the material master isn't just some boring entry in a database. It's actually the unique digital DNA for every single product that a company buys, makes, or sells. From the second a raw material shows up at the door to the moment a finished product is shipped out, this is its unchangeable digital identity. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. If a company's product data is its fundamental DNA, the actual code that defines what it makes and sells, what do you think happens to that entire organization if that code gets corrupted? That's why getting this right isn't just some IT project, it's absolutely everything.
Ever wonder how the world's biggest companies make sure the price